Infinite state.
Infinite state.
Infinite state.
Infinite state.
Move into a new reality and upgrade the way you interact with the world.
I want to take a minute to talk about something cool that I've learned recently. Everybody's heard about the placebo effect, which is you tell someone that something's going to do something, but then it's not, or like if there's two groups in an experiment, one is a control group and then one actually gets the drug. The one in the control group, you can say to them, you're getting this particular drug, and they'll believe that, and that will allow them to heal, or it will take effect because in their mind they've created the idea that they are getting the drug, but they're actually just getting a sugar pill. But I learned something recently. There's something else called the nocebo effect, and I was reading it in Bruce Lipton's book. And one of the things that's really interesting about that is, and I've always believed this ever since I took a health psychology class in college, I've always believed and said to myself, I don't ever get sick. I don't get sick. And it's so funny just saying that and feeling that. Like, I haven't had the flu. I probably had the flu one time since college. And I just say that every year. I don't get the flu shot. I just say, I don't ever get sick. And it's interesting. You can actually have the opposite on your effect on yourself. So in the book, he talks about this gentleman in the 70s who was diagnosed with throat cancer. And very stressed, you have this amount of time to live, and the doctor told him you have to go through chemo, you have to go through radiation, all these kind of things. And an interesting thing happened. He passed away just as the doctor stated. And when they did an autopsy and they looked, there was actually no throat cancer. He didn't have cancer at all. And it's so fascinating because when we go into life and when we tell ourselves, oh, I'm going to get sick this year, or I'm going to do something in life in general, it usually manifests. And if our brain is actually causing us to feel as though that thing is happening, then our body goes, okay, well, that thing is happening. And I'm even scared to say it out loud because I don't want my body to hear it. But you get my point. And also, there's a really fascinating thing I'm going to talk more about soon called psychoneuroimmunology. And what that is your thoughts literally are making you sick. And there's scientific proof behind that, where when you think a bad thought or a negative thought or something that's spinning in your head and you can't get out, it actually sends proteins to different parts of your body, mostly your organs. And they've proven that cytokines, which are things that go into the body, can cause inflammation in organs and cause cancer, it can cause heart disease. But I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But as far as the nocebo effect is concerned, try to understand that when somebody comes to you and gives you a diagnosis or tells you something's going to happen, especially a doctor, you have to take a moment and say they're a human being and they're looking at something and they're giving their best idea. And I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor, but if you get a diagnosis of something, it's really easy to get into a system of feeling that way, and just what you're doing basically is you're pounding on this feeling and of this diagnosis, and there's just no hope. And when you take hope away from the situation and you really go into a dark despair and you go into a place where this sickness really takes hold. And again, I'm not saying a doctor shouldn't be listened to. Please, I want to state that clearly. But having a joyful or a lighter outlook, and you've heard this before, it's when a doctor comes in and says you have 2 weeks to live, a lot of the time that's how long you live. But what if a doctor came in and said, we're going to do the best we can, and I will need you to remain optimistic. And just immediately feeling that, you go, okay, well, we're going to do this. We're going to take care of it. And I've witnessed people in my life that have approached a healing situation from a more joyful perspective and a hopeful perspective. I don't want to say positive, but it is positive in this sense, but a more joyful perspective. And as soon as we approach from a more joyful perspective, then our body it goes, okay, well, let's do our job and let's heal. Let's repair. Let's let this light in, and let's see if we can try to get rid of this sickness. So next time you say a negative thing or you think a negative thought when something happens in your life, like say you lost your job, It's not just about healing, but say you lost your job. And if you're perpetually going, oh my God, I'm never going to find another job, you're probably not going to find another job, because that's the diagnosis. You were given a situation in life where you were told that you weren't good enough, or you were told that you were no longer needed. Well, if you perpetuate that you're no longer needed in your mind, it'll continue into your future stuff. So one of the beautiful things in Buddhism specifically is life is about suffering, and we have to understand that everything in life does happen for a reason. So if you do lose your job, there's something else out there that you're meant to do. And I really believe that, and I believe the universe will bring it to you. And if you have a positive perspective, and don't get me wrong, I've lost my job, and I'm currently in a situation where I had a gig on a television show, and it's going away, and it is stressful, and you have to allow yourself to have that stress, and I'm feeling that stress, but I'm also believing that if I remain positive, I know that the universe, or if you believe in God, whatever you believe in that manifests whatever it is that you're desiring, something even more special is going to come out of it, as long as you go through the grieving process, understand that there's a reason for this. And every time that I've done that in life, I look back and go, wow, that happened for a beautiful reason, because something else came in. And it's happened in relationships, it's happened in work, it's happened in so many parts of life, different cities you move to. You grieve the thing, and then you know, okay, something amazing is coming, and I can't wait. So next time you find yourself in a negative spiral, notice yourself. Or next time you find yourself taking news or something like that, and then just perpetually being in the dumps, know that you can be there for a second, but understand and believe that it's not forever, and that you can heal, or that you can find something even more beautiful that's coming around the corner. And if you believe that, I believe that energetically things will come to you. And believe it in a positive way. Don't do the nocebo effect. It's no good for I said no good for nobody. It's no good for anybody. Anytime you're feeling like this negative feeling, just witness it and let it go. Peace and love. Tyler Summers here. If you enjoyed that podcast or the content of that podcast, I would love it if you went to infinitestateapp.com. I've developed an app with powerful tools that took me from this guy with an oversized ego, depressed, victim, anxious, fearful, jealous, envious, reactive, pessimistic. I was an addict, to this guy. Unconditional love, loving others, feeling light, hopeful, joyful, energetic, purposeful, more emotionally intelligent, and learning from what the universe offers instead of being a victim. www.infinitestateapp, you'll be able to download for free this powerful tool, always free. And if you want, there's a premium subscription that gets you access to 170 plus meditations, 2+ hours of course content, and over 300 journal prompts, all to help you sleep better, relax, feel less anxious, less procrastination in your life, be more productive, have emotional release, trauma healing, addiction healing, and manifestation. And my favorite, emotional intelligence. So head to www.infinitestateapp.com and grow your mindfulness muscle with all of these powerful tools. Peace and love.